Now I have a new guest here. He's Italian. It's Frank Benincasa, and he is the maybe best English-speaking Italian in the world because he comes from New York City, where he was born. How it comes that you were born in New York City, but now you're presenting me Italian wine?
My parents are Italian, so I've had this inborn will to come back to Italy and live my parents' dream to come back to Italy. And you know, what better job than to work in a winery in Tuscany and to represent Tuscan wines, which are the most famous wines all over the world.
I think many people are dreaming about this. Okay, so you represent as a general manager the Fattoria di Casalbosco.
Exactly. We are in the Chianti area.
Mm-hmm.
We do produce Chianti and Chianti Riserva, and we also produce a couple Super Tuscans.
Mm-hmm.
And one of our Super Tuscans, and hopefully one of the ones that will become the most famous, that will represent us the most, is Orchidea.
Okay, that's the Orchidea. But Casalbosco, that means the house in the wood.
It means a house amongst the woods. Casalbosco is 150 hectares of land,
yeah,
of which 45 are vineyards, 15 hectares of olive groves, and then we are surrounded by the woods, and there's Casale, which is the villa, and the medieval little village below. That is all on our land, so this is what it means.
And this village is very old.
It is a medieval village. It dates back to the 14th century. It is one of the freestanding, existent medieval villages
wonderful.
In the area, so we're famous for that as well.
Okay, but the wine we have today, that's a very modern wine for Italy.
It is a modern wine. Clearly, you know that in Italy, Cabernet and Merlot is becoming much more famous. And the particularity of the Cabernet and Merlot is that it is a grape that takes its own personality from the land where it is grown. So although they are of origin French grapes, French varietals, they have Italian characteristics. This is why this is an IGT Toscana wine, and this is why it is a Super Tuscan. The grapes in this bottle, everything is hand-selected, hand-picked, in order to pick out the best wine we can possibly make.
So Super Tuscans, we know the famous Super Tuscans like Tinanello, like
like Sassicaia,
exactly, and
yes.
Bacalo, and all these wonderful wines.
Which means that they don't follow a disciplinary, but they are some of the best pearls that are selected from Toscana.
But this 2006 is the first vintage of this Orchidea. We will taste it. No?
It is
wonderful balance between the two varieties.
As I said,
the strongness of the Cabernet and this and the roundness of the Merlot comes wonderful.
As I said, we pay very particular attention to this wine. It has more of a sentimental value than it does of a sales value. This wine is dedicated to Raffaella Beccagli, who passed away in 2005.
Was the daughter of the owner.
She was the daughter of the owner, and she was supposed to bring forth the company. So her father, in order to commemorate her, in 2006 came out with this beautiful product, Orchidea, which means orchid. It's a flower. It was her favorite flower. And the orchid, as I said, is, in appearance, it's a delicate flower, but it's very powerful. And as this wine, and as Raffaella was, she had a very delicate aspect, light skin, light hair, but she was a very strong woman. And I think this wine best characterizes her.
Frank, what can I say? Let's raise the glass to this lady passed away. Too early.
Too early.
Too early. Hope she will.
But she's present with us.
I hope so.
Cheers.
Thank you. I'm sure that will become a great Super Tuscan.
I'm sure it will.
Great.